Hi, I'm Cynthia Schiller. Please like and subscribe where we help and heal one day at a time. Sometimes we do kind of wonder if they loved us, and we look back and we're like, wow, man, they were so attentive to us, and they would call me all the time, or they would stop by. They'd ask what I was doing, when I would be home, and it was so sweet that they cared about where I was, or they wanted to just say hi to me. Be really cautious on that when you look back and you're like, man, I'm missing out on everything that I had before, all that attention and the love that they gave me. Sometimes it's a sign that possibly they were cheating, because they're checking when you're going to be home. They're trying to give you a little bit extra attention, to whether they're double checking that you're at work or you're at home, where your location is. We perceive it sometimes as, that they care about us, they're communicating with us. They're our prince or princess charming. And uh, when we have that trust built up, we believe it's them showing us love. But a lot of times it could be for ulterior motives. They just wanted to go, whether it was to cheat with a person or to go do something that you didn't approve of them doing. I don't know, skydiving or something that you were too afraid that they'd get hurt, and they agreed not to do it. But they'll often give you extra attention when they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, whatever it is. So we take it as, love. Also, if they are cheating, sometimes they'll give us gifts out of the blue, or more sex, because it does increase their libido when they're with someone else. So has your sexual patterns changed? Are you having more sex? Are they more attentive? And that's where it gets really confusing, because that can also be in a healthy relationship where you're falling deeper and deeper in love, that you just want more time with each other, that you are attracted to each other. That's why narcissistic relationships are really hard to spot. The cheating with a narcissist is really hard to spot. Um, but just be aware uh, that it could be either way. Um, but is it really out of character? Are they starting to dress different? Are they taking more care of their hygiene? Are they working out a little bit more, presenting themselves in a better light? What is the reason for that? Sometimes we talk about midlife crisis or things like that, to where you just kind of want to get back to your youth, where you had the better body and the better looks, better clothes, because you were more stylish, not necessarily more expensive clothes. Um, and narcissists, though, if they do cheat, they will try to keep tabs. So be real careful on how they talk to you. Are they concerned about the time frame? When are you going to be home? Um, where are you going? Who are you going to be with? If you tell them in a vague way, um, it's probably out of their pattern. If they're not cheating, they're going to ask more details, because they get jealous of who you're spending time with. A lot of times they don't want you doing things, because they like to control the whole situation. They don't like to be alone. So if you give them a vague answer this time, I'm just hanging out with some buddies from work, and they don't really care to delve into it a little bit more, that could be because they just want to make sure that you're out of the house, or when you're coming back, that you're going to be occupied so they can do whatever it is that they want. They're really good manipulators. If they do start projecting on you that they're concerned that your actions are somehow, in a sense, they say, causing them to have concern, maybe you're cheating. That's them projecting. They're starting to feel some guilt. They need to get that guilt out of them, so they'll project it on you. A lot of times that's how you can tell that somebody is possibly cheating, whether it's emotional or physical cheating, is just the way that they talk. Uh, Now, if you're doing a whole new situation, whether it's work related or church or a change in family health, um, but if it's just out of the blue, where everything you've been doing is routine, 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 you're very predictable. All of a sudden now they're starting to accuse you of possibly cheating. Look at them, and look at the patterns over the last period of time. Also on Facebook, check patterns. This is kind of a hidden secret way to find out. Have their patterns on Facebook changed? Were they always consistently posting pictures of the two of you, all snuggly, cuddly, happy, doing activities, and now all of a sudden they're not posting those things because maybe their significant other, their cheater, they don't want to have it be seen of being in a good relationship because that may make that new person uncomfortable. Also, is your narc or are are they starting to be a little bit more irritable or anxious? Are they starting to, you know, take their phone in to the bathroom? Are they in the bathroom longer than normal? Are they hiding their phone? Do they turn their phone face down? There's a lot of hidden apps out there to where they can hide things from you. So even if you go through their phone, you probably wouldn't find anything because they have so many secret different apps. Is it password protected? Do they get anxious if you grab, you know, pick up their phone just to give it to them? Are they nervous? Do they not want you on their computer? Do they yell at you that you have your own computer? You know, if it's you're looking over their shoulder, you know, just to casually see, you know, oh, what are you looking at? And they get nervous. A lot of times narcissists will hide what they're doing. A lot of cheaters don't get caught because the red flags are there, but they're not always seen because we're so trusting with them. We're like, oh, that's great. You know, they're starting to take pride in themselves again. Sometimes people do that, but narcissists add up all the red flags. One or two is not going to give you a really good answer, but pay attention to how much time they're starting to withdraw, the sexual patterns. Sometimes it'll be a cessation where you're not having sex, or it'll be more sex. There's always going to be disruptions in the patterns, and they're going to get angry if you try to ask them what they did. If you try to expand out on it, they're like, oh, I just had a great day. Oh, what'd you do? And they're like, oh, just went to the park. Oh, which park? And just trying to talk to them, and then they're going to get on the defensive, like, why are you asking me all these questions? Don't you trust me? And just pay attention to the signs, because narcissists have a pattern of cheating. Some can go quite a while without it. Some of them they need it all the time. Their lack of empathy and their need for fuel and adoration is so strong that they don't know how to fill what's missing inside. And the spice of life, they like the variations. It's kind of like, you know, what is it? Notch on your belt or on your lipstick, to where they love the thrill of the chase. They get a fuel off of that. They love conquering. They love tricking, manipulating. So they'll tell the new supply, all these future fakes. If it does click with the new supply, they might just leave because of issues that everybody has in a relationship. And they seem to think that this new supply is going to be their golden ticket. People are people. People are people. And, you know, they were lucky enough to have you, an empathetic person, which is one of the highest qualities you could have for a relationship. So please correct me if there's something better than that, because I don't know, and I'm not saying there isn't, but I don't know of something better than being with an empathetic person. So they could end up with a sociopath, narcissist, psychopath, all these different bipolar, just whatever else they would end up with. So unless they're with another empathetic person, they are definitely no better off. That's gonna fall apart. And it's really sad what they do to the people that really do love them. they they have no loyalty. They have no loyalty, even if they say they do. Um, they sometimes will try because they entered into a marriage. They're starting to like be afraid of what they're going to risk because they could lose stuff. They don't want to lose anything ever. That's why they keep that harem garage. They don't like to lose out on anything. They just like to keep stockpiling. It's like they're hoarders of adorers, people who are going to give them adoration. And they don't care what they take. They don't care if you go out of your way. They kind of expect it, but they don't return the favor. They will turn it around on like that they did us a great favor, that we should bow down and thank them for even little things. But as far as cheating, there will be some signs, and check out the way, you know, if they're moving their car around, are they parking in the same spot where, you know, they said, oh, I didn't go anywhere today, but their car is in a slightly different spot. Little things like that. You'll be able to see some patterns that are some warning signs. So take care. Narcissists often will cheat more than once. Like they say, once a cheater, always a cheater. Some people are too afraid of STDs, that might keep them at bay, or they're too afraid they'll get caught. But if they know they will not get caught, and if there's a way that they know, you know, that they're safe from STDs, but be careful on that because you can't always know, you know. And it's really odd how a lot of times that they don't mind getting the new supply, or the mistress, or I don't, Mr. I don't know what you would call it, but they don't mind. Oh, you can't get the Mr. pregnant, but the mistress pregnant. Even though they're not planning on leaving their wife, but they're trying to create this false future, or to secure the affair person, the mistress, because if the mistress has a baby, they always had that connection. They'll always be able to communicate with them. It's almost like they don't have to fear losing contact, even if they stay in the marriage. So there's a lot of twists and turns with narcissists. Their answers, if you ask them, be cautious on that. I never want to accuse somebody of something unless I know, because I told you in another one of my videos where my ex-narc was a pathological liar, and he had told me that his friend had killed himself, and I thought it was a lie. And I'm glad I didn't say anything because it turned out to be true. But 95% of the time, your gut will be right. But just be cautious because sometimes it's not. I was right on almost everything, but I do know that hit home. So just be very cautious of the warning signs and go with your gut. A lot of times your gut will be right. And wondering if you're with a narcissist, your gut is telling you something's not right, whether it's an unsafe situation emotionally for you, or physically for you, or sexually for you. Your gut is telling you something's not right. And that's what matters, is that you're in an unhealthy situation. So big hugs to you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.